If you're a die-hard football fan, it's normal to assume your favourite players share the same passion for the sport. After all, what's better than having millions of fans who support you weekend after weekend, playing football, earning millions of dollars, all that while looking like a god from Greek mythology? Unfortunately, that's not always the case, as some football players actually don't like the game, but only the financial benefits it brings along. It makes you question what's going on inside their mind when they score an important goal or win major tournaments. Some people would give everything to be in their shoes, while they probably just want to get out of there as quickly as possible. Today, we're presenting you some of the players who have openly stated they don't share the common love for football and what they prefer doing instead. Hello football fans, and welcome to Top Corner TV. We are a new channel with a goal of bringing you only the best football content, so before we begin, hit that subscribe button and help us become better with every new video. 1. Carlos Tevez. Carlos Tevez needs no introduction. The man who played for West Ham, Manchester United, Manchester City and Juventus left his mark on the football world for at least a generation or two. However, he doesn't like watching the game of football as much as you'd assume. This is unexpected, especially given the fact he started his career in Boca Juniors, the club with the most passionate fan base on the entire planet. Tevez is adored in Boca and he has a genuinely good relationship with the fans, but it seems he doesn't translate that into watching the game itself. Instead, his favourite sport appears to be golf. Yes, you heard it right. Back in 2018, Tevez gave an interview saying the following: "I don't like football that much. If Barcelona versus Real Madrid is on, and on the other channel there's a golf tournament, I'll watch golf. I've never been a fanatic for watching games. I like to play, to have the ball at my feet." If you think about it, golf has some similarities with football. They're both played on a field covered in grass, and they both require you to be precise while striking the ball. However, football is a much more fast-paced game than golf, so we're not sure how it's more entertaining to watch, especially if there's El Clasico on the other channel. Given that Tevez has become a manager after he retired as a player, his job will require him to watch a lot of football, whether it's entire matches or analysis tapes. If he hasn't had a change of heart yet, good luck to him trying to find the balance between his animosity towards watching football and the demands of his new role. Unlike Tevez, Batistuta could never be the coach because of how he sees the game, so make sure to watch until the end of the video to learn more about it. 2. Gareth Bale. If you ever watched Gareth Bale's highlights, you'd never guess he'd find himself on our list. This guy was a menace on the pitch while he was playing, making some players look like they were running in slow motion. However, he's one of the players who have openly expressed their disinterest in watching football when it isn't related to their career. In one of the interviews he gave to ESPN back in 2018, Bale said he'd rather watch golf than football on TV. We're not sure what this obsession over golf is all about with football players, but it probably has to do with being way less stressful than football and associated with class and status. After all, it's hard to imagine Bale didn't enjoy some of these moments.
Shaw's allowed him inside, goes for it! Oh, sensational! The footballer of the year, Gareth Bale! Who else? Bale's got the angle this time! Oh, what a goal! The dazzling superstar strikes gold! Time and time again.
Maybe Real Madrid could be the one to blame, at least partially. During his time with the Royal Club, Bale has said on multiple occasions he didn't feel happy with his surroundings and that his relationship with the club's management was complicated. In other words, they didn't get along. The gap between him and his former club grew larger after a weird celebration with the Welsh national team in 2019. It's still not clear whether this was intentional or not, but Bale found himself surrounded by his teammates holding the Wales flag with the following words on it: Wales, Golf, Real Madrid, in that order. The statement on the flag goes back to when a former Real Madrid legend, Predrag Mijatovic, called out Bale for playing like his club isn't his priority. Bale's supporters took it personally, making it obvious why he enjoys football the most when he's representing his country. 3. Ben White. When someone is a key player for Arsenal and the English national team, you'd think they'd be a true football fanatic, but Ben White's road to professional sports was anything but typical. During his childhood, White wasn't obsessed with the game as you'd expect from a future Premier League star. Quite the contrary, he almost never watched football at all. Even as his career progressed, some things stayed the same. He does enjoy playing football, but rarely gives his attention to it off the pitch. I watch myself for analytical reasons. I watch England, maybe, but I'm always busy doing something. I wouldn't just sit down and watch a game. I didn't even watch football when I was younger. I still don't. I just loved the game. I was always playing it, never watching. So I don't know much about the older generations, but I know Vieira was a very good player, but I don't know the details. If Ben's experience proves anything, it's that you don't have to spend a lot of time in front of the screen watching others play. You can be a professional by enjoying the time spent on the pitch and learn by breaking down your game and analysing your mistakes. Ben is still young, which leaves him with plenty of room for improvement and more than enough time to change his mind about enjoying football as a spectator. 4. Marc-Andre ter Stegen. When ter Stegen is mentioned, the first things coming to mind are his masterful performances between the posts. Whether you're a Borussia Mönchengladbach or Barcelona fan, there's no denying he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You could say ter Stegen has had a perfect career, starting with the club as a loyal fan base, and then joining the team with one of the richest histories in the sport, all while making millions of dollars. The twist comes after learning the fact that despite all of that, he doesn't follow football very much, and sometimes comes to the point of not knowing who he's playing against. People laugh when I tell them I have no idea about football. I don't watch a lot of football, except when there are good games or when I'm particularly interested in one because I have a relationship or a friend. Sometimes they ask me for a player's name and I have no idea. In La Liga, it happens to me with names. I don't know what they're called, but later when they show me the video, I realize exactly who it is. Imagine how crazy this can be for some players who are happy to score against a goalkeeper like ter Stegen, only for him not to know who they are in the post-game interview. However, if your job is to keep the ball from getting in your goal, it's always a good idea to study your opponent's shots, especially when it comes to penalties. 5. Gabriel Batistuta. There's probably lots of you, including some of the creators from this channel, owning a football shirt with Batistuta written on the back. He was one of the coolest players of his era, and a huge reason why so many boys have fallen in love with the game in the first place. However, a part of his charm was his distant attitude, which unfortunately did translate into football as well. During one of the interviews, this is what he had to say about his passion about it, and the game he liked more instead. I do not like football, it's just my profession. Every time I went back to Argentina on holidays, friends would invite me to play polo. I was curious to know whether I would be able to do it. I tried it out, and I ended up loving it. It's a hobby, but I always try to improve my standard because the better I play, the more fun I have. We don't know what's going on with the players in the sports involving sticks. Maybe it's what they miss in football, so they compensate for it outside of the pitch. Imagine if football added some sticks or bats. It's not quite obvious how they'd be used and what would be their purpose, but fights would be way more interesting, that's for sure. That's it for today, dear friends. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below if you can think of more players who don't enjoy the sport as much as the rest of us. Thank you for watching and sticking out with us until the end. Make sure you don't miss out on more football stories by hitting that subscribe button. See you in the next one.